In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to set up a Montessori shelf at home, especially for those of you who only have a small space to use just like us. If you can see behind me is our homeschooling / Montessori shelf, but for this video, I'm gonna walk you through with our smaller shelf and give you the essential things to place on your shelves, plus the advantages of having a dedicated space for your child. Hi! Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Lorraine of Intentional Homeschooler, giving you the tips and resources to help you in your homeschooling journey. So if you are new here, welcome and consider subscribing. First, why do we need to set up a workspace for our child? Because in the Montessori education, prepared environment is very important so that children are able to do things by themselves. In short, tinitrain natin sila to become more independent as soon as possible. And based on my experience, nung inadapt namin yung Montessori principle sa family namin, nakita ko yung progress ng daughter ko, that she became more independent, she became more proud and confident sa mga task na na-accomplish niya by herself. Well, it's not immediate. It's a process. Kaya nandito tayo, mga parents, to guide them, to support their learning and development process. So here is the simple way to set up your Montessori shelf in your small space. Just make sure na yung inyong shelf is accessible to your children so that they can easily and safely get their activity. So the 5 key learning areas in the Montessori education are the practical life works, sensorial, math, language, and cultural and science. So for our practical life activity, we have here, itong basket na to is kumuha lang ako ng clothes ni Kiara so she can practice yung pag-zip and pag-button ng kanyang clothes. And here is the water pouring. For the sensorial activity, we have here the sound cylinder. And if you haven't watched my video about the sound cylinder, please check it out. And for the math area, we have the introduction to the decimal system. And for the language, we have the sand, paper, letter, and the pink series. And lastly, for the science, meron kaming rocks and minerals na pwede niyang i-explore. So this is the small and simple setup that you can do in your home. But make sure, disclaimer lang, for those of you na merong mga young toddlers, make sure na hindi accessible sa kanila yung mga materials na may maliliit na objects for their safety. But everything else, you want this works to be accessible to your child so that they can do their activity independently. For the first time that you're gonna present the activity to your child, make sure na i-model nyo muna sa kanila how to do it. So first, define muna natin saan yung workspace nila. So they can use a rug or a small table and chair. The rug, or what they call work mat, is a small carpet that they can use to give them a defined space. At the same time, it gives them yung sense of order. So after natin ma-define kung saan yung kanilang workspace, we can now get yung kanilang activity for that day. So yan. And then, you present it to the child. So, after nyo i-present yung activity, ibabalik nyo lang ulit yung activity sa shelf. Why do we have to do it? Because children copy what we do. Kaya we should do it carefully and neatly because they mimic that behavior. And what if hindi nila magawa yun? All you need to do is to remind them and help them to do it. If you want to set up your own homeschooling area just like this, I'll be posting some links in the description, so make sure to check it out. I also recommend the use of trays and baskets sa shelf ninyo because it helps the child carry their activity easier pag nakalagay sa basket. At the same time, it's also easier to pack away at ibalik yung materials sa shelf. And lastly, it nurtures the child's sensitive period for order. Most of the time, akala natin that children are messy or makalat. But you know what? According to study, children go through a sensitive period to order that begins at birth and lasts until the age of 5. And I've noticed that sa daughter ko, na alam niya kung saan niya kukunin at ibabalik yung mga toys niya. And she has her own way of arranging her toys. That's why having an environment na they can find everything that they need and they can access it independently will help them in that journey. So if this video has helped you, share it with your friends, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.